In this chapter, I want to talk about the 4 most common kinds of eating disorders. There are other ones, but these are the ones that your teen or young adult is most likely to get in. So there are 4 of them. There is anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder, and avoidant restrictive diet disorder. So I'll start with anorexia nervosa. Very often the extreme drop in body weight results in a drop in the body temperature, and so you'll see a lot of the young girls and boys freezing cold. In fact, it goes so far sometimes that they develop a kind of fine hair on their arms and other places on their body, which is very reminiscent of the lanugo that little newborn babies get. And what the purpose of this is to trap the heat so that the body is desperately trying to keep some warmth. There's a drop in blood pressure, and then all of a sudden their hair starts to drop out, and sometimes in handfuls. Their nails get brittle. Their skin gets very dry. If it's pushed even further, menstruation stops in young girls just at the time of puberty. And sometimes if the eating disorder goes on for years, and it doesn't have to be that long, the young girls are like menopaused old women. They get osteoporosis. If it goes on even longer, the body is so desperate for some form of nutrition, that it starts consuming muscle. And one of the most important muscles that we have is our heart. So in a sense, your body is being cannibalized by the illness. This can lead to heart failure and even heart attack, and you die of it. It's estimated that anorexia nervosa is the biggest killer, the most lethal of all mental diseases. You can also add that a lot of people commit suicide. So it's something that you really want to fight with everything you have and to know again as much as possible about. After that, there is bulimia nervosa. Now, this people didn't used to think was as bad, but it is. It's really very terrible. It might not develop that quick, but it does trap the person completely. They are possessed of this urge to eat, and the minute they've eaten, they feel terrible, so they vomit. And the excessive vomit damages the stomach. It can damage the teeth. You'll find people have absolute scars on their fingers here where they put their fingers down their throat. They get up to the most poignant, pathetic behaviour. I had a client once, she used to calculate what order she ate the food in so that she could bring it up more easily, so that she could get rid of it in the shower or in the toilet without people seeing it. It causes such a deep sense of shame that people are secretive. They don't tell anybody about it. Recently, I had a lady who was now 54. She'd been treated for alcoholism and cocaine addiction very successfully. But from the age of 17 to 54, she had been a binge eater, and nobody knew. She'd got her days structured so beautifully that she had specific times where her willpower would just crack and she'd binge, and then she'd throw up. And the reason she contacted me was very frightening, and she was frightened because she started to bleed. So it can lead to an esophageal hemorrhage, and if you happen to be on your own, well, you die. You die a most terrible death. So here are the 2 really bad ones, but the other ones are equally tragic. You get binge eating with no vomiting. And that doesn't sound serious, but it is, because it leads to obesity, diabetes, again, the acute shame. People would rather die than admit that they have this problem, and so it keeps them trapped in it. And last but not least, you have avoidant and restrictive eating disorder. Now, that doesn't sound serious, but it is serious, because they restrict so severely that they get malnutrition, and then it kind of doubles back and becomes as toxic and as lethal as anorexia nervosa. So there's just an overview of these, And in my next chapter, I'm going to talk about all the symptoms, the first symptoms you need to be able to spot so that you can step in. If you ever had any doubt, you know for sure, right, I know what that is. So I'll see you in the next chapter.